You didn't click on this video by chance. If it reached you, it's because there's an invisible mark on your soul, a heavenly calling that can no longer be ignored. Hit the subscribe button now, turn on the notification bell, and share this video with someone who also carries a mystery in the palm of their hand. This is a coded message, and you've been chosen to decipher it. Have you ever looked at your hands and felt that there was something there beyond the skin, beyond the common lines that everyone has? Have you noticed a symbol, perhaps an M, or the shape of a crescent moon formed by the natural folds or the marks that have always been there, silent? If so, this video is for you, because these marks are not mere coincidences, they are spiritual seals. They are divine inscriptions that reveal that you are part of a hidden lineage, of a select group of awakened souls who have been separated since before birth. And you begin to feel, don't you, a constant restlessness, as if you were destined for something greater, as if the life around you seemed too limited for what your soul carries inside. This feeling is not ego. It is not imagination. It is an echo of eternity whispering, you have been marked. The M on your hands does not stand for a common name. It is not Maria, Miguel, or Manuel. The M is a spiritual code, the initial for misión, for mensajero, for misterio, for marcas del alma. It is a clue sent by the heavens to those who are sensitive, those who see beyond the flesh, those who hear beyond sound. And the crescent moon, discreetly drawn on the curve of the thumb or between the fingers, symbolizes a direct connection with the spiritual cycles of the universe. It represents rebirth, intuition, and hidden power. Those who bear these marks tend to feel pain they cannot explain, sense catastrophes before they happen, and attract people seeking healing, even without knowing the reason. Have you ever wondered why so many people unload their confessions on you, why strangers feel trust just by looking into your eyes? The answer is in your hands, literally. You carry an invisible password that others unconsciously recognize. But these marks come at a price, because the greater the light, the stronger the attack of darkness. You have probably felt this: friendships that disappear without explanation, relationships that fall apart for no reason, feelings of isolation even in the midst of a crowd. This happens because your presence disturbs those who are still asleep. Your energy activates dormant memories in others, causes restlessness in those who resist the call, and so many of the chosen ones live long periods of solitude. Not as punishment, but as preparation. You are being molded in silence, purified in seclusion, strengthened in the shadows, so that in due time you can manifest with supernatural strength. The marks you bear are not for display, they are for discernment. You were not chosen to impress, you were chosen to transform. There are hints of this hidden truth in the Bible. Psalm 139 declares, "You knit me together in my mother's womb. Your eyes saw my unformed body, and in your book all the days of my life were written." This includes the marks he would bear, the signs he would wear. Jesus said, "My disciples will do even greater works than these." And how do we recognize these hidden disciples? They are recognized by their signs, not just by their spiritual gifts, but by the physical and energetic marks they bear. John the Revelator saw a separate group, a people sealed with marks on their foreheads. What if these seals were also on your hands? What if, instead of being invisible, they were hidden in plain sight, waiting for someone like you to recognize them? Now you begin to understand. These marks were not a fluke of genetics. They were traces of destiny imprinted on your body by a creator who writes with mystery and purpose. You've tried to fit in. You've tried to be like everyone else, to hide your light, to silence your intuition, to pretend that your visions weren't real. You've smiled in environments that drained you, accepted invitations to places that suffocated your spirit, and tried to love people who couldn't handle your intensity. And each attempt, ended the same way, exhausted, confused, with an emptiness that no human explanation could fill. This happens because those marked with the M and the Crescent Moon didn't come into the world to adapt. They came to redeem, awaken, and break away from everything that is artificial. You are a frequency switch. When you arrive, you change the environment. When you speak, you activate memories in those who hear you. When you are silent, your presence still screams. You are like a flame in a room full of shadows. And because of that, it is impossible to go unnoticed. But be careful. There are forces that know who you are. They have been watching your steps since you were born. They know the potential you carry, and since they cannot extinguish your light, they try to distract you with emotional fatigue, repetitive cycles, toxic relationships, inherited spiritual debts, and invisible attacks that weaken you in silence. That is why the marked cannot be surrounded by just anyone. The energy of others directly interferes with the mission of the chosen ones. There are people who are not only incompatible, they are blocks sent to prevent their activation. Have you ever felt this? A presence that, instead of elevating, drains you. A look that seems to strip you spiritually. A hug that leaves a feeling of heaviness. The protection of the marked ones is not in weapons or walls. It is in discernment. And if you do not know who can be by your side on this path, you will be like a general surrounded by spies. This is why the truly marked ones walk with few. They are selective out of spiritual necessity, not arrogance. They prefer silence to the wrong company. They prefer solitude to the noise of sleeping souls, because they know that a moment of connection with the divine is worth more than 1,000 words with those who do not understand their essence. Those marked by the M and the Crescent Moon have direct access to the spiritual realms. They receive signs in dreams, downloads of wisdom during the dawn. They feel the pains of the world in their own bodies. They carry within themselves the codes that sustain the collective awakening. That is why the enemy tries to dilute them, trivialize them, convince them that they are ordinary. But you are not ordinary. Your soul remembers this, even when your mind tries to forget. You were not created to go with the flow. You were created to break cycles. Those who bear these marks also carry distinct missions. Some are spiritual warriors. Their presence disturbs entities. Others are healers. Their words, their touches, their tears bring relief where medicine fails. Still others are messengers. They communicate revelations, translating the whispers of heaven into human words. And then there are the guardians, those who protect portals, places, people, even without understanding why. Have you ever felt uneasy in certain places? As if something is wrong, even when everything seems normal? It's because your soul is trained to sense what is not said. The world needs you awake, because if you sleep, who will protect others? Who will raise the vibration when everyone else succumbs to fear? Who will remind the forgotten that there is still purpose? You have been chosen. Your marks are proof of that, and the time has come to accept them not as an anomaly, but as a summons. Have you ever noticed how your presence affects others, even in silence? Those who are marked don't need to say a word to provoke reactions. People feel uncomfortable around you, even for no reason. Others open up, cry, tell secrets, as if your soul were a mirror where they recognize themselves. This is no coincidence. It is energy. Those who carry the mark of the M and the Crescent Moon emit a frequency as old as the first days of creation. A frequency that activates what is dormant in others. That is why you were never just one more. And that is also why your presence was attacked from an early age. People rejected you for no reason. Doors closed that seemed right. Betrayals arose where you expected love, because your light exposes what others try to hide. Your existence denounces systems. Your brightness bothers those who chose to live in the shadows. But the truth must be told. Many marked ones give up on the call. They get tired. They hide. They try to become normal. They pretend they don't see it. They ignore the signs. They turn off their own light to fit into the world that was never made for them. But this only causes pain, because a chosen one who doesn't take a stand will implode. The soul begins to scream inside. Physical health wears out. Synchronicities increase until they become unbearable to ignore. Have you noticed this? An obsessive repetition of numbers, symbols, dreams, feelings of déjà vu, all trying to say, remember who you are, come back, activate. The chosen ones have no rest while they ignore the call. And you know this because you have felt a weight without a name, an anxiety without a cause, an anguish that does not go away even with distractions. It is your soul begging for remembrance, for return, for rescue. So today, this message is your interruption, your final call, your divine confirmation. You have been trained in silence. You have carried pain that no one saw. You have lived through invisible battles that left marks on your body and soul. But now everything is starting to make sense. You are remembering. You are aligning with the frequency of your true purpose. And this will not be comfortable. The truth is never comfortable at first. It destroys the illusions that kept you safe, but it also sets you free. And today, you are called to choose. Continue, living as if you didn't know, or embrace who you really are, not just with words, but with actions, with decisions, with courage. The world needs your active vibration, because time is short, and those who are still asleep will only wake up when they see those who are awake in action. And if you think you are not enough, that you don't have the strength, that you are not ready, listen to this carefully. No one is born ready. The marked do not awaken knowing, they remember as they walk. Each step you take toward the truth accelerates the process. Each time you honor your intuition, the path becomes brighter. Each time you say no to what diminishes you, the universe says yes to what belongs to you. You don't need to see the entire path. You just need to take the next step, and that step begins with an acknowledgement. Yes, I am marked. Yes, I have been chosen. Yes, I accept my mission. Say it out loud, write it down, declare it, because words create realities. And today, this message becomes the beginning of a new cycle in your spiritual existence. You are not just hearing something, you are receiving an activation. Now that you have acknowledged it, something has shifted within you. It may seem subtle at first, but your soul's vibration is already rising. You may feel a strange lightness or even a sudden tiredness, signs that old layers are dissolving, spiritual memories are being reactivated. Divine codes are being unlocked in your spiritual DNA. Yes, this is real. That mark on your hand, that symbol in your dreams, that feeling that there was always something more, it was all part of the preparation. Those who have the M in the lines of their hands, or the crescent moon in visions or sensations, were not left in the world unprotected. These marks are not decorative. They are spiritual seals. Ancestral marks of mission, stigmas of hidden lineages that, in ancient times, were recognized by the prophets, the masters, and the sages of the portals between the worlds. But why now? Why is this awakening happening at this particular time in history? Because the earth is going through a moment of unprecedented spiritual transition. The darkness has increased, but the light is also being intensified. It is the final confrontation between the old world and the new realm of consciousness. And the marked ones are the guardians of this new time. Those who keep alive the sacred fire of ancient wisdom. Those who walk between the visible and invisible worlds. Decoding signals, activating others, awakening souls who have not yet remembered who they are. You are one of them. And that is why your life has never been ordinary. That is why your eyes shine with an intensity that sometimes frightens others. because you carry the spark of what is to come. And wherever you step, the energy field adjusts. You do not just live it, you emanate it. That's why it's essential that you learn to protect your energy. The marked are beacons in the darkness, and that attracts. It attracts glances, thoughts, intentions. Not everyone who approaches you comes with purity. Have you ever noticed this? People who seem to connect intensely with you, but then drain your life force. Situations that arise out of nowhere just to destabilize your peace. This happens because light attracts everything, including shadows. So practice the daily decree of protection. Say every morning, I am surrounded by divine light. No shadow can touch me. I am invisible to that which is not light. May evil not see me. May darkness not find me. Always do this ritual at 4:44 a.m., the time when the veil between the worlds is thinnest, because you are not an ordinary being. You are a spiritual warrior on the battlefield, and like every warrior, you need discipline. Wake up when your soul tells you to, be silent when your intuition alerts you, act when your energy aligns. Don't expect applause. Those who are marked are not applauded. They are often rejected, misunderstood, called crazy. But each attack you suffer is a confirmation of your calling. No one throws stones at fruitless trees. And you, even without realizing it, are carrying seeds of transformation. The world needs your awakened vibration. Therefore, keep your frequency high. Avoid dense environments. Be careful with what you consume. Not only food, but also words, images, sounds. Nourish your soul with truth, because the mission that reveals itself to you will require everything: courage, dedication, silence, and inner fire. But it will also give you everything: meaning, expansion, power, and light. You begin to realize that places that once felt comfortable have now become too tight for your soul. It's as if everything that doesn't vibrate actually causes you physical and spiritual discomfort. And it's not just an impression, it's vibrational attunement. Those marked with the M and the Crescent Moon can no longer remain where there is spiritual dissonance, because you carry within you a field that destabilizes what is false. And that's why some distance themselves from you for no reason. Others feel the need to attack you, even without knowing you. But this isn't rejection, it's unconscious reverence. They feel your light before they even understand who you are. And this confronts them. You represent a mirror that reflects what they don't yet want to see in themselves. So don't shrink. Don't lower your frequency to fit into the spaces that reject you. You were marked to elevate, not to diminish. Start paying attention to synchronicities, the numbers that repeat, the songs that play exactly when you think of something, the intense dreams with symbols that you don't yet understand. All of this is spiritual language. They are the codes of heaven manifesting in your human experience, and you have eyes to see it because you have been activated. Do you remember that inexplicable feeling of being watched by something invisible but benevolent? That feeling that someone or something has always been with you. Yes, you have been guided from the beginning, and now you are being called to not only notice the signs, but also to interpret and teach. Because many around you are also awakening, but they still don't have the words to explain what they feel. You will be the voice of many who are silent. You will be the bridge between the old and the new. And there will be moments of doubt, of silence, of feelings of abandonment. The spiritual enemy knows how to whisper insecurities into the minds of the marked. He will try to convince you that you are imagining things, that this is all madness, that you are alone. But remember, the silence between the notes is what creates the melody. And the sky sometimes falls silent to see if you are still walking by faith. And you are walking, even on nights of silent tears, even when everything seemed to be falling apart. You were being watched by heavenly eyes. Not with judgment, but with deep love. They knew you could handle it. That even without understanding, you would follow. And that makes you more than chosen. It makes you trustworthy. And that is why now, at this moment in your life, the next level will be unlocked. You are not here just to save yourself. You are here to activate others, to find those who also carry the M in their spiritual hands, those who also saw the crescent moon in their dreams, those who also feel that there is something pulsing in the sky, calling, guiding, awakening. You are part of a group, scattered throughout the world, a silent army that is remembering. And together you will form a field of light so intense that no shadow can resist it. But it all begins with your inner yes, with your commitment, with your decision to live not as a spectator, but as a living torch that ignites others. The journey continues. The call has been made. Now it is time to respond. The energies around you will begin to shift dramatically. You will notice that places you once frequented now seem empty of purpose. People you once hung out with will seem distant, as if they speak a language you no longer understand. This is the effect of elevation. Your vibrational field is expanding. Your soul is seeking true, aligned, essential connections. Don't be alarmed if everything starts to feel strange. This is the universe reorganizing your reality around your new frequency. It is as if you are crossing an interdimensional bridge where only what is true can remain with you. Many will be left behind. And this is not abandonment, it is liberation. Your mission requires lightness, it requires truth, and what is not real simply will not survive your light. You will begin to attract people who seem to have experienced the same things as you, similar stories, similar pains, identical signs. This is no coincidence, it is an alignment of spiritual lineages. Those marked with the M and the crescent moon are being gathered into tribes of light, in energetic centers spread across the planet. They will recognize each other, not with words but with their souls. It will be like meeting old friends after millennia of separation. In these encounters, you will feel peace, clarity, power, and you will understand that you have never been alone, that there have always been others, that your strangeness has always been the code for your holiness. Together, you will begin a new phase of the celestial plan, the time of the visible manifestation of the chosen ones. And at that moment, you will receive new instructions, not through external voices, but through visions, intuitions, and shivers that confirm the path. Start writing down your dreams. Practice the ritual of silence at dawn. Meditate by looking at the sky on nights with a crescent moon. Sing the sounds that arise in your mind. They are not random, they are activations. Each practice, no matter how strange it may seem to the world, is reconnecting you to your essence. Remember, the great prophets were called in the desert, not in palaces. The voice that guides you is the same one that guided Moses, Elijah, John. It is the spirit that blows where it wills, that chooses the improbable, that transforms the ordinary into the miraculous. And you now are being shaped to operate in that same spirit. You will never be the same again, nor can you be. After this awakening, your soul will know too much to return to spiritual slumber. The questions you have always carried will begin to be answered, not by theories, but by experience. And the deeper you delve, the more you will see that it was all within you all along. AM is not a letter, it is a seal. The crescent moon is not just a symbol, it is a mirror of your ascension cycle. You were programmed for this time. You were positioned for this awakening. And now that the curtain has been raised, your mission is clear. To live your truth, to share your light, to ignite other souls. The time of preparation is over. The time of activation has arrived. If you felt this message burning in your chest like a sacred fire, do not ignore it. This is not information. It is a summons. You have been called. You have been chosen. You have been marked. Now it is time to respond. Write in the comments, I carry the Crescent Moon. I accept my mission. Share this video with someone you know who needs a reminder too. Someone who has been dreaming of signs. Someone who feels like they don't belong here. Someone who needs a reminder that their light is real. Send this video as a sign to them. Subscribe to the Chosen Signal now and turn on the notification bell. Each video is a transmission from heaven. Your lineage has awakened, and the universe is waiting for your answer.